Hello, everybody. I'm back.
Have you heard of Abdullah?
Yes, I have. He is December on my Minim archaeology calendar.
You're kidding me. Does that exist?
It existed the second I made it. Is he there with you?
Yes. He seems full of himself.
He is. Oh, I am not an advocate of pulpy romance novels, but if I were, I'd call that an archable trait.
Oh my
In
gosh.
chapter 1, he swaggered into the excavation site, the picture of a rascal with his dusty leather jacket and decidedly European haircut. His cocky ne'er-do-well smirk displaying
Oh my
his perfectly white teeth.
god.
But by the end, he'd be sweetly holding flowers and saying, "Professor Hotchkiss, I'm dying to discuss your latest publication." A colleague of mine has guilted me into editing her latest romance novel, and I must confess I cannot wait until the project is completed. Reading page after page is absolutely wreaking havoc on my metaphors.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
I'm wondering if it's the
I
person
no
I'm thinking.
longer know.
Abdullah, that's what. He's a cold-blooded hotshot with only one setting. Success. Oh, sorry. I've also been helping my nephew break into the movie trend.
I'm sorry, hold on just a second.
Oh, Hotchkiss, why must you always burn the candle at both ends?
Sorry, whenever my...
He's a good archaeologist.
I'm
who
so
knows
sorry about
Egypt
this.
Inside and out. He could teach you a thing or two, just
Alright,
pick up the
sorry, whenever I'm doing something and my charger plug accidentally unplugs from my computer, it starts, like, staticking like that.
What do you know about Nefertari?
Ah, a love story. Oh, break out the tissue papyrus, because when I'm done, there won't be a dry Horus in the house.
What?
Look it up, dear. Ramses II and Nefertari shared a love so vast, the world could scarcely contain it. I'm talking about the kind of love you spell capital L, capital O, heart instead of a V, capital E. They stood side by side and ruled the world, but as they saw the years stretch out before them, they were keenly aware that a handful of decades would never cut it. They needed to be together always.
That's sweet.
And relevant. The ancient Egyptians believed that life was little more than a dress rehearsal for eternity. I found records that they concocted a plan to be together forever, side by side.
Why not be buried side by side?
They foresaw a volatile future for their kingdom, and they were correct. They knew they would have to enact safeguards. That's why in 1904, when QV66, the so-called tomb of Nefertari, was found, her body was not there.
What are the chances we found Nefertari's tomb?
If I were a gambling Hotchkiss, I'd say 60-40.
I still don't get all this business with QV66. Why build a fake tomb?
For the same reason, I never carry my passport in my purse when I travel. Some things are too valuable to leave in a tempting place.
Oh wow, that is
You
smart.
mentioned an expedition that found QV66, Nefertari's tomb.
It was one of the most significant finds in archaeology. They call it the Sistine Chapel of Egypt. It's where my fascination with the royalty of Egypt was born. The color alone took my breath away. We think of ancient Egypt as being a subdued sand color, but it was a riotous display with all the visual delights of a midsummer gelato shop cooler case.
And you don't think Nefertari was entombed there?
They only found kneecaps, which supposedly means that her tomb was robbed.
You disagree?
I do. What good is the mummy without the context? It's the placement in the tomb that makes the mummy valuable.
Why is Nefertari so important?
There are two queens I find most fascinating in ancient Egypt, and for exactly the same reason. They were hidden. Hatshepsut is the first.
I think I've heard of her. She was the pharaoh that was almost removed from the historical record, right?
Exactly. 20-some years of peace and stability, and after she dies, Thutmose III, ancient cronies try to erase her from the record.
Why?
Jealousy, revenge, fear that his reign would never equal hers. You name it, but you can't keep a good woman down. Despite the efforts of Thutmose III's supporters, her legacy endured.
And Nefertari?
In my opinion, she's the opposite.
Oh my gosh. I'm not sure how much longer we have to talk to her.
But it was her tomb that was
How sure are you that Nefertari's tomb was hidden?
There was something strange about QB66. I think that might be why it is off limits to this day.
It is?
To you and me, at the very least. There is a rumor that the tomb has a clue to the true location
The
of
tomb has a
Nefertari's
clue.
mummy.
Really?
Who knows? I'll tell you this. I didn't have time to read all of the hieroglyphs, but I noticed that the syntax was a little, shall we say, wonky.
I don't know how hieroglyph syntax could be non-wonky.
True, but it was almost as if Nefertari and Ramses II had their own language.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
My dictionary could help translate that.
No, I don't want to go there. I want to see if there's any other way.
There's another door up there. I need to find a way to climb up to that ledge.
Can we move the ladder?
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. You notice there's another door. Just want to be a stalker. And it's funny that we can talk right in front of her.
Abdullah seems confused by the hieroglyphs in the tomb.
Really?
You sound surprised.
Astonished, dumbfounded, with a twist of smug thrown in to soothe my ego.
So, if he's confused...
Then it is confusing.
Sorry, I had
One of the
to
brightest
see.
minds in the field. If he's stumped, something unique is going on here.
Lily seemed upset about me doing any work here.
Show me a PhD student who isn't upset about something, and I'll build you your very own pyramid.
Why would she want to keep me away from your work?
I have no clue. If she wants to play at being in charge, let her. It'll save you a lot of headaches.
What do you know about Lily?
Not much. She's with Abdullah's team. It's just strange that she's out there.
Why?
I never say a critical word about a student, but the archaeology community is small, people talk. I guess all I'm going to say is it's surprising Abdullah put her on his team.
You can't just leave it at that. The curiosity center of my brain is going to go into full meltdown.
I can't, Nancy. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to talk about it.
What do you know about Abdullah?
He's almost as brilliant as he thinks he is.
Oh, I thought you was
He
gonna say
seems a
he's
little
almost as
full
old.
of himself.
A little. With that amount of swagger, you'd think he invented sand.
Oh my
Do
gosh,
you
he
think
actually
he's
agrees.
behind your attack?
I don't think so. This isn't the first time we've butted heads. I think that if he were to attack me, he wouldn't sneak up from behind.
How's the recovery coming?
Good. I am at the point where watching television is tedious again, so that's a good sign. TV is very frustrating for the solution-oriented personality.
I don't think I've heard that before.
It's true. I find myself yelling, "Test your hypothesis before acting on it," at all of the sitcoms. Truthfully, I'm still feeling a little woozy. As soon as I can stand without feeling dizzy, I am on my way back to the site.
Okay.
Even if I have to sneak out.
I know I heard.
I'd better get going.
Catch you later.
Sorry, my madre was calling me.
Stay out of there.
Hmm. Arg, this makes me mad. 'Cause I don't know what to do.
Yes?
I'd better get going.
See you later.
See you later.
I bet I could translate that.
I better translate this. I'm going to go.